What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KB with JusDueBoxing, back with another video. And I wanted to get my quick thoughts on a quick interview that Terence Crawford did with DAZN just yesterday. So it was a recent interview, where he sat down and he gave his thoughts about, the possibility of the fight between, Errol the True Spence Jr. and himself. I'm gonna read a little bit of what he said. Y'all can find the full interview over there at DAZN. I ain't played a clip for copyright purposes, but I'm gonna read a little bit of what he said. Because Terence Crawford said Errol Spence is his #1 top priority right now. But he's saying if the fight was to fall through with him and Errol Spence, then WANTS Charlo is next on his list. So I'm gonna read a little bit of what he said. Said while Spence is his main focus right now, he wouldn't mind taking a fight against WANTS Charlo if this fight falls through. Said hopefully he gets the Spence fight. That's his plan, for him to get the job done on the business side and be able to share the ring and put on a great performance for each and every one of the fans. Crawford also said, he knows everybody would like to see them share the ring together. He said he think the time is right now. It's the best time because it's for all the marbles, which I agree. Said you got Spence, got 3 of the titles. I got 1. It would be for Undisputed. There would be no other champion in the division. And I feel like this is the biggest moment for us to fight. So I'm not going to tell you what my strengths and his weaknesses and my strengths. You just got to sit there and watch as a fan and assess it by yourself. Say, I don't know who has the better power. He said, styles make fights. Me and Errol got a different style. We fought Sean Porter in 2 completely different styles of fighting. You never know. He said, I never got hit by him, so I don't know how hard he hit. Alluding to, speaking on Spence, he said he's never been hit by me, so he don't know how hard I hit. But that's not what's going to determine the winner and the loser, who punches harder. There's a lot more that goes into winning a fight than who hits hard. Then he went on to speak on, the trainers, which I thought was interesting, which made me kind of want to, bring this content to y'all. He said our trainers will play a big role in getting us prepared for the biggest fight of both of our careers. He got Derrick James, who got him to this point in his career where he's undefeated, unified champion. He got Charlo to become undisputed champion at 54. So he's doing big things over there with his fighters. So is my team. Both trainers are doing what they have to do to make sure their fighters is 100% ready. And it's gonna be good seeing them make adjustments in camp and us fighters make adjustments, and let's see who comes out on top. So if the fight with Charlo is a fight that can be taken, if the Errol Spence fight doesn't come to fruition, of course I'll take that. I match myself. He said I match up pretty well. I'm very skillful. I'm very strong. I believe in myself and my abilities, and I believe that I match up real well with him. Right now, I'm just in the process of trying to secure this Spence fight. Everything else can be talked about later. Okay, so that's just the gist of what he pretty much said. Like I said, if you want the full interview, the audio, you could go over to DAZN and catch it. I wanted to just get my quick thoughts on it. He did say Errol Spence is his #1 priority. So if that's the case, then I think him as a fighter, he needs to shut down all the other questions about any other fighter, or he needs to stop mentioning fighting WANTS Charlo, because that's a whole weight class above you, and then you got a lot of business in terms of this fight at 147. You got the biggest fight of your career right in front of you, so there's no need to kind of jump the fence or jump the gun, put the carriage before the horse, and worry about WANTS Charlo up there at 54. You know what I'm saying? I think your sole purpose, like you said, your sole purpose, priority, and focus, it just needs to be on solely just Errol Spence alone. That's more than enough of a challenge in front of you. You don't even need to be thinking about a WANTS Charlo fight. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. But I thought it was interesting to say that he spoke on how important their trainers will be in terms of getting them ready for the fights. And, I know this is, maybe an unpopular opinion, or, at the end of the day, it's all opinions in terms of, I guess, who we think is the better trainer. When it comes to Bomac, I've heard people critique him and criticize him and say it's just like when Terence Crawford is fighting, it's only like it's him in the ring. Bomac is not, known for for coaching him through and helping him make the adjustments, so to speak. This is just what some people believe, and simply put, they believe that Derrick James is a much better trainer than Bomac at the end of the day. So in a lot of people's eyes, you know, Derrick James is a much better trainer than Bomac. You know, they appreciate the way he trains Errol Spence, you know, the chemistry they both share. You know, it seems like they're always on the same page, and it seems as if, you know, Derrick James makes sure Errol Spence remains focused and truly understands what's in front of him, you know. And just to add to the point, you know, after he defeated Ugas by TKO in the 10th round, just April 16th, you know, Derrick James was caught, you know, recorded, you know, some audio on camera with him whispering in Spence's ear, telling him, hey, you know, you won, but we got to stay focused, man. We got to get right back in there and sharpen up some things. And I thought that was just amazing to hear. It was great to see, man. And it just lets you know the type of trainer Derrick James is, man. He's truly focused. He's not going to allow Errol Spence to get too comfortable, you know, and lose focus at all. And, you know, shortly after the fight, you know, Errol Spence was seen back in the gym, you know, shaking it off, you know, warming up or whatever. And it just shows a level of focus and dedication. And like I said, you know, Crawford spoke on how important their trainers are, and I think he's right. And when it comes to preparation, man, Derrick James, I think, is simply put one of the absolute best trainers in all of boxing. And he should have got Trainer of the Year 2 times over, in my opinion, for the last 2-3 years, to be quite honest with you. And if, you know, Errol Spence is to be successful, you know, as long as everything goes according to plan, and you know, we get a Spence Crawford fight this year, I mean, and he has 2 undisputed champions. I just don't think that's ever been done in the sport of boxing. You make no mistake about it, no doubt about it, Derrick James is the Trainer of the Year. With or without that win, I believe he's still the Trainer of the Year. And if they don't give him his flowers and his crown while he's alive to wear it, then we will. You know what I'm saying? So salute and shout out to Derrick James, Errol Spence, and his entire camp for what they've been able to accomplish in the sport of boxing. And shout out to Bomac as well. But like I said, some people simply put, they just feel like Derrick James is a much better trainer. You know, when his fighters are in camp, he's in camp. He's seen working out with the fighters, staying in shape. And I just think that's very beneficial for him, you know, moving forward, you know, to be in the type of shape he's in, training, you know, several fighters like he is, several world-class or top-level fighters. I just think that can only serve him and his team and his fighters the absolute best, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to see this fight, so I hope we get an announcement on this Spence Crawford fight very soon. Like I said, Crawford said this is his #1 priority at the end of the day. He said it straight out of his mouth, and I know everybody's getting tired of talking about it, and I understand that. I'm with y'all. I'm ready to see it. But, you know, I just thought it was necessary for me to speak on this quick interview that he gave with DAZN. Like I said, if you want the full audio, you could go over at DAZN and catch this interview. And it was recent. It was just from yesterday. So it's good to hear that he's at least speaking, and his mind sound like it's in the right spot. Sound like he's ready for this fight. And we already know Errol said he did his part already. He's just waiting on Crawford. So that's sound like good news to me, if anything else, you know what I mean? So I'm glad to hear this, and we'll be getting this fight soon, man. So that's my thoughts on it. Y'all get in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all ready for this announcement, even though I know y'all are, man. Let me know what y'all think about what Terence Crawford spoke on, you know, as far as the trainers and him not understanding, you know, him not feeling, him saying he don't know who hit harder, which is fair, and him saying that he knows it's going to take a lot more than just power to win these fights, to win this fight. And for all the, you know, Terence Crawford fans that's just feeling like he going to knock Errol Spence out, you heard it right from him, right out of his mouth, that it's going to take a lot more than just power to beat Errol Spence. So y'all let me know what y'all think. As always, man, this your boy KB with JusDueBoxing. I'm out of here. I'll be back with another one. Peace.